Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Rapper here, bringing you guys a brand new reaction video. You guys really enjoyed my last mumbo jumbo reaction, so today we have another mumbo jumbo video to react to. He made a working cinema in Minecraft. I have no idea how this is gonna work, so we're gonna go ahead and get it started. But before we do, we're so close to 400, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. Anyways, let's get into it.
Today we're playing with portals. As I'm sure many of you already know, immersive portals is one of my favourite mods in Minecraft. It is weird, it is strange, it is interesting, but thanks to a comment I just received, it has just gotten a lot more weird and strange and interesting. I was reading through the response.
I don't even know what these portals are.
This is to my TV in Minecraft video because a lot of people seem to have really enjoyed that, and somebody mentioned that you can actually scale the portals. Like, you can hook up a 2x2 portal to, say, a 20x20 portal, and it will
Turbo
scale
Gaming
it
with the clutch information.
to fit the portal. I assumed they were wrong. I have a lot of experience in this YouTube game, and generally they are, but this one seemed far too interesting not to investigate. By Jove, they were correct. So this right here, this is a 20x20 portal right here that I've connected to a 2x2 portal that just happens to have a zombie on the inside of it. And you can see if I look through this 2x2 portal, the world is tiny. Everything is minuscule. But if I go through this portal, you can see that the 2x2 area has been scaled up to be a size of 20x20. So this zombie is gigantic.
That is
absolutely
trippy,
enormous.
bro.
I'm actually curious.
In the world?
If I summon a giant, this one's bigger. The head of this one is actually bigger than a giant.
I have never used portals in my life. I didn't know this was a thing, bro. What in the world?
Look how small the giant looks there. Oh, this is endlessly fun. Oh my goodness, I've just had an idea. I've now summoned a giant on this side. How big does that look? Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness. I have barely even started the video and
Thing's
this is already
huge.
just hugely chaotic. I've never seen more sizes of zombies on my screen in my entire life. I also seem to be periodically going invisible, so I think it's best if we leave this world promptly before everything falls apart and begin work on the actual project that I want to work on using this mechanic. Oh my goodness, that's so broken. This is world record for the shortest shameless self-promotion in a YouTube video. My merchandise is now available. Get it while you can. And creating a cinema in Minecraft has me very,
I'm here for the portal,
excited
for the Minecraft
indeed.
cinema.
And I think we should be able to use this scaling technique to our advantage. I'm going to do a bit of an experiment here. If this works, great. If it doesn't, then the whole video has flopped and you never will have seen this. I want our cinema screen to actually be made up of two portals. One incredibly scaled down one, very tiny little world in there, and one massive scaled up one. And then I'm hoping that I can merge those two worlds together. Right. First things first. Activate. Okay, that
I don't get how
has
that
not
worked.
worked.
That's so
and nothing
trippy, man.
worked for a solid 4 hours. But thankfully, just as I was about to give up, I discovered this command right here, the set portal scale command. So instead of fanning about trying to connect up the portal frames and things like that, I just made this portal, connected it up with this portal over here, then set the portal scale of this one to 5, meaning that the area of the portal is actually 5 times bigger, and that's given us a tiny world. And then this one up at the top, this is a massive world. This is, I think, 5 times smaller. Yep, it's gone from 5 by 15
these
down
portal blocks
to
are trippy.
1 by 3. I'm going to annoy all of the maths people because I got my axis the wrong way around. Now the question is, when I remove all of the portal blocks, is this seamless? Or is it really, really not? You know what? I think it sort of might be. I think my idea could potentially work, which is going to be interesting. So let me give you the outline. Say you're a Hollywood executive and I'm pitching you a short film. Well, this is how it would feel. So we've got a town, right? And it's in the middle of the night, and there's kind of lights flickering on in the buildings, and then suddenly a gigantic monster appears, and then the town attacks the gigantic monster. The monster dies, and then they go back to bed, and then it starts all over again. And it does this forever. It's an endless loop.
Is that what we're gonna get to?
Really blocky TikTok, but far more creative and interesting. So first plan of action is I actually need to work out how big this scaled zone is, and I think I've come up with a good way to do it. And this is not the way that I had planned, but this is considerably smarter. I can actually place blocks from this side here. I'm actually placing them over there, but I'm placing them through the portal. This is bizarre. But doing that has given me an exact size of the portal. This is actually the size of the scene. And if we just fly on through here, you'll be able to see that we have this tiny, tiny, tiny layer of concrete blocks. So these are the ones on this side, and then there Those are the ones on the other side. Now, to make the texture size difference as unnoticeable as possible, I'm going to be making use of black concrete. So what I imagine is this bottom section is actually going to match up quite nicely with the top section. Let's see. Yes, that has actually worked. So we have tiny blocks mixing in with gigantic blocks. So that means down at the bottom here we can make our detailed cityscape, and then up at the top here we can have our gigantic monster just peering over the top. So let's get to work on building it. And because this is a redstone video and not one of those fancy pantsy building videos, I thought I would just do a quick time lapse of me constructing all of the skyscrapers. And I have to say, I did find it very fun. It is actually really fun just coming up with all these unique designs and using a bunch of different colors.
This whole thing is way past my Minecraft ability. I don't know how to do any of this.
I seem to be moving away from being that logical redstone guy. I'm starting to enjoy the building stuff, and that's weird. Existential crisis aside, I am very happy with what we've managed to create. That is pretty cool. This looks absolutely wicked, especially now that we've swapped out all the black concrete for the blue sky. Although it was a good idea, I think this looks considerably better. I sincerely hope that this works, and it doesn't just completely remove all of my portals. Yes.
I don't know.
Okay, now it's looking more like a screen. And after faffing about some more with the building, I frankly couldn't be more excited.
Oh.
If the movie was just this, nothing happened, maybe I could watch those two villagers down there, I'd be happy. But it's not. We have got a story to tell, we've got a movie to make, so let's start doing the redstone. And just as a recap, our little town is going to be doing well, then the monster is going to pop up, everyone's going to start screaming, then they're going to have an army roll in, attack the monster's going to catch fire and die, and then the whole movie starts again. So let's get to work. First things first, I've created this little counter right here, which is...
Okay, before I get into this, since I didn't watch the first part, I don't know how he's going to make redstone into a story, but if he doesn't explain it, I'm going to be so lost. Hopefully he explains it a little bit.
To lay out our sequence and all of the different stages. So this is going to be the monster popping up, this is going to be destruction happening, this is going to be the army, and this is going to be the army attack. And the monster popping up should be relatively simple. It's probably the easiest one. All we need to do is dispense out a zombie spawn egg onto a block that pops up. So let's see. Okay, there is actually a zombie there. This mod is doing strange things with the loadings of entities, but he's there. So let's have a look. If we pop down to the bottom here, we have got ourselves a gigantic zombie that is looming over our town.
Like coding redstone to a different block or something.
Next stage is explosions. Now these are not explosions that are going to do any damage. They're more of an effect thing. But I'm thinking we have them in the rooftops of all of the buildings that are kind of near or in the vicinity of our gigantic zombie. So I've got 4 explosions up at the top, I've got 1 explosion down at the bottom there, and then I've got another explosion on this building over here. And I'm really regretting putting all of these things so far apart, because now I have to run absolutely huge redstone lines. Is this going to work? Is this going to work? Right, so button has been pressed, we've got ourselves a monster. And we should get some TNT explosions soon. No? Okay, that's not good. The question is, did the dispensers fire? Oh, they did. Ah, is it outside of the view range? Is it not visible, or am I just being stupid? Let's see, maybe it's really, really subtle.
That's one.
Oh yeah, I should definitely be able to see those. They look really good. So I've had to go back to the drawing board a little bit here, but I think I have a potential solution. I'm going to explode TNT directly behind our movie screen, and hopefully some of that explosionness will actually travel through the screen. It will be like a 3D movie experience. Can you imagine how much better Godzilla would have been if you had actual explosions in the movie theater? I mean, this is revolutionary stuff, and a potential health and safety nightmare. Is this going to kill me and blow up all my hard work, or is this going to look amazing? I guess we're about to find out. That was good. And if the other ones exploded as well, that probably would have been cool. Wow, I really am sleep deprived. I placed the repeaters the wrong way round. I don't think I've ever done that. Let's try that again. Okay, here comes.
Imagine it blows up everything.
That sounds like it's going to cause damage. But it didn't, and it's epic. After doing some work on the timings and things, we're now ready to move on to the next stage, which is the army arrival. And that is going to be achieved through double piston extenders down at the bottom of our city, popping up little green men. So let's see, are the double piston extenders working? Yes. So now we come to the really important question. Do we use turtle helmets, or do we use green leather helmets? Honestly, I'm leaning towards turtle. This looks wicked. So let's see how these guys look on our tiny little world. They look so good. That is awesome. Now I've hooked up all of their weapons as well. So those things are ready to fire. And now I've done the death system. I've worked out the timings. Everything should be ready to go for our first screening. Everything definitely was not ready for our first screening. But after a few more hours working on the details and adding in some fantastic...
This had to have been like 8 hours worth of work for this freaking cinema, bro. That is crazy.
Sound design. I think we could be good to go. Popcorn in hand. Let's get ourselves into position and begin the movie. Here goes.
Zombies in. The army fires at the zombie. They kill the zombie.
It is so stupid, but also
and they
kind
win.
of effective. Like it's all come together actually really well. I mean, the goat screams, they are definitely a good addition. They're fantastic, and the guy coming through the screen, that's a nice effect that I wasn't expecting, but it looks really good as well.
Yo, the amount of work that took, bro, was crazy.
There's a lot going on here.
I feel like you could do it a lot easier in some other sort of program rather than Minecraft Portals.
Yeah. Alright.
But Mumbo Jumbo figuring that out is actually insane. Listening to that video, if you guys enjoyed, drop a like, drop a sub, if you're about. Peace.